Hi, welcome to my launch of Arbonne. Well, my relaunch, as I launched a few months ago. Really, just wanting to explain why I've joined this company and how I joined and who I joined through. So I'll start with who I joined through. I joined through my friend Sonia, who is a consultant as well. Uh, she's We joined at the same time. I had stopped for a while because I didn't think I was ready for it, but I joined a call on the Facebook group that we've got. I joined a call through one of the amazing people on it, Leslie, and it motivated me to join again and restart and get more out of it. My why for joining was, at first I joined and I thought, right, this will be easy-ish to get going and I wouldn't have to do much and all that. And then I kind of sat back and I was like, wait, there is quite a lot to do, and it doesn't take a lot of time, but it's a lot of things to do. Like, you're reading, you've got to make sure you are confidence, the word I'm looking for, I think. You're ready for this. It's a big task. My why is, I'm a chef. I do long hours, anything between 8 and 14 hours a day. Sometimes don't get a break. Constantly tired, drinking Red Bulls, coffee, just to kind of keep the energy up. Sonia told me about this company while we were in the gym trying to lose weight, which hasn't worked, just not for me. So she told me about this company, told me about some of their products, what they do for you. And I was like, right, sounds quite good, I'll join. So I joined, ordered what I needed to ordered extra, just in case. And I've used most products now, and from the things that I've heard about the products, they're all true. There's not one thing bad about the products. My favourite product's got to be Fizz Stick. Everyone, I think, in the company loves Fizz Sticks. They're just this new energy drink that's not got anything bad about it. It's all good. It's tasty as well, like the flavours from the ones you get. I've yet to try the new strawberry one that's just came out, which I'm excited to try. But yeah, my why is that. Also because another main reason actually for why I joined was the money that you can get from this company. Hearing from Sonia and Sehar, who is another consultant, the levels that you go up, your district manager, your area manager, and the money you can earn from that, it astounded me. Like how easy something that takes maybe 15 hours a week to do, and you could earn more than a 40-hour week. I think it's just crazy. So yeah, that's really my two biggest reasons for joining this company. Where I want to go with this company is, I would like to get to national vice president, which is top level. You get so many rewards for being up at that level and doing so well with the company. Like, I think regional vice president, you get the bonus of 550, I think it is, to drive a white Mercedes. Who doesn't want paid to drive a white Mercedes? Like, when I started driving, my expectations for my one car I wanted was a Polo, which is only about, it's expensive, but they're not as expensive as Mercedes. Like, Mercedes was never in my sights. And yeah, that's really all I can say about it. Can also say maybe the products are amazing. Like, they've got such a vast range of products, from nutrition, like your Fizz Sticks, your proteins, all your daily fibre supports, all your like pro and prebiotics and all that you get through all these products. And then I've only recently started using their body care stuff, like their shower gels. I've nearly finished a bottle of one of their shower gels, so I need to. It's just amazing. Like, the fact that it feels like you sounds stupid, but you feel cleaner using it somehow than using a branded one like Lynx or Nivea or something like that. It's weird, a weird feeling in it, but it's the product being the product that is. It's sustainable. It's gluten-free, vegan, not tested on animals. It must be all that work that people in the back, that people I've never met probably, that produces products put together. It is amazing. I think that's all I can say. I can't really explain the company that well as I've just joined. Still struggling to find the right balance of how to explain it. But Ruth, who's hosting this, could explain it a wee bit better than I can. If you want to take it away, Ruth.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me on this call. Hi guys, thank you so much for having me on here this evening. And Gary, it was lovely to hear your story. I know that you and I we've not met before, but it was lovely to hear your story and reasons for wanting to do this as well. what I'm going to do is just mute out all the lines so there's no background noise. And what I'll do is I'll run through all the facts, all the stuff that Arbonne's all about, and the background of the company and the products and bits and pieces. Gary's obviously mentioned a lot of things there that kind of like gone through some of it already, but I'll talk through the kind of the business stuff, the stuff that everybody's like, how could I do if it was something that I wanted to do? So what I'm going to do is share my screen. Hopefully then you can see everything that I can see, and I'll talk you through it literally from background of the company, where we came from and what we're all about. So I'm just going to share this now. Sonia, I can see you. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see that? Oh, good, cool, okay. So for anyone who hasn't heard anything about Arbonne before, I was you. 6.5 years ago when I was introduced to this company, I knew nothing about it. I didn't recognise the symbol, I didn't recognise the name, but the reason for that is probably because we don't sell at retail and we don't pay for advertising. So you'll never see us on TV adverts or billboards, and you'll never see us in the likes of Boots or Semichem or Fraser's or Harvey Nichols. The reason for that is because the company will not negotiate on the quality of the formula to put in lots of preservatives and bulkers and harsh chemicals, and they'll also never pay for advertising because, again, that's taken away from research and development, that's taken away from the product, and Arbonne really wants to keep their products at the forefront of the market. They want to keep them cutting edge and the best of the best. Anyone who doesn't know anything about it, I'm going to talk you right back to where we started. So Arbonne is a 40-year-old health and wellness company. Obviously, you've heard Gary and I talk a little bit about products. We do health and wellness. So everything from skincare to nutrition to baby care to makeup to hair care, all of that stuff that you'd find in health food shops or your local pharmacy or your makeup counters. We are basically the brainchild of a Norwegian entrepreneur. His name was Petter Mork, and he had a vision to create pure and safe products that were good for us and our bodies, and also products that were going to be good for the environment as well. He was noticing that back in the 70s and the 80s, a lot of products were being very synthetically produced. So there was a lot of things getting put into products that were maybe going to be very harmful for us down the line, or on the flip side of that as well, he was noticing there was a lot of stuff getting taken from Mother Earth and not definitely still going to be there in 20 or 50 years down the line. Arbonne are very future forward thinkers. They always want forward thinkers. They always want to make sure that whatever they take from the environment is definitely still going to be there down the line. They don't want to strip the world of its natural resources. They only want to kind of work hand in hand with everything everything that we have. So we've been in 4 markets for the last 6 markets over the last 40 years. So we started in America, moved through Canada, Australia, the UK, Poland, and more recently New Zealand. And if you know anyone in any of those markets, then you can speak to people in any of those markets. Talking a little bit about our products now. We are plant-based ingredients and we adhere to all the really high standards, so clean, high standards. We are Swiss formulated in terms of the best, so the best of the best quality, but we sell low-end department store pricing, and again, that's because we don't pay for things like advertising or pay for selling in stores. All of that money that's usually pumping up a price, we don't have any of that, which is great. So it's a high-quality product, but affordable to the masses, which is amazing. A couple of those words along there that you'll see, vegan, cruelty-free and formulated without gluten, are amazing. We have actually been all of these things since day one, so to think that we were actually adhering to all the cruelty-free standards from day one as a 40-year-old company, that's pretty cool, because it might be nowadays in 2020, it's pretty cool, it's pretty sexy to be seen to be like vegan or cruelty-free, but the companies that are now jumping on that bandwagon nowadays, were they that thing 10 years ago? Arbonne have been that since day one, which is amazing. It's lovely to be partnered with a company that has always kept its ethics and its morals very, very high. So we have a healthy living approach. So we have a healthy living to mind, body and skin. I'm going to leave body and skin aside for just a minute because that's kind of understandable with our nutrition products and our skincare. But I just want to touch on the word mind for just a moment because I think it's a very, very important thing to pull to people's attention, especially with everything that we've got going on right now with the coronavirus, but equally so just as all the time, I think. So mindset is something that I hadn't really thought too much about beforehand. I didn't really think too much about. I didn't think I had much to work on. I didn't think that my confidence was that bad. I didn't think that my mindset had that much to improve. But oh my goodness, when you get involved in a company like this and you're surrounded by the caliber of people in this company, the people that are wanting to encourage you and pull you up and fill you full of they want to fill you full of like good thoughts and encourage you to go after your goals. That's something that I saw the biggest improvement in myself, probably the quickest with. So my mindset was the first thing that I started to notice taking a really, really positive turn from getting involved with this company. So not just because of the books and the audios and the trainings and things that we're kind of steered towards, but also the environment of this company. So the culture, the people that you're surrounded by, it tends to attract people who are very positive, very much the supporters of the world. And I love that because in jobs that I'd had in the past, I know that I would walk into jobs and it was almost like an elbows out mentality where everyone was in it for themselves and people were maybe a bit bitchy and there was a lot of kind of like office politics. Whereas in Arbonne, that is just not the case. Everyone has each other's backs, and whether or not somebody's in your team, everybody wants to support one another, and I just love that mentality. It's a really, really lovely company to be partnered with. So moving aside from like the kind of Arbonne's background and all that kind of thing, I just want to pull your attention to a few things on this slide. So nutrition, skincare, makeup, body care. On an absolute baseline level, I knew that stuff I used anyway. I was already using this stuff when I first heard about Arbonne. Even an absolute basic, like we brush our teeth and we grab a shower and some of us wash our hair. Like I've not for a while, but like you wash your hair like when you're in the shower. All these kind of products we're always going to use, they're always going to run out, and they're always going to have to be rebought somewhere. So from a business point of view, to have a product that's first of all high quality, we don't have all the stuff in them, all the nasties and chemicals and dyes and all that kind of stuff. We're very, very high quality. We're affordable to the masses because we don't pay for advertising and selling at retail. And the fact that the products run out and have to be rebought again is an amazing thing from a business point of view, right? So if you think about it as somebody who is a jeweler, if you think about it from somebody who's selling necklaces, I could sell somebody this necklace tomorrow, but I'm not convinced I'm definitely going to see them again in a few months or even in a few years, because even if they come back and they buy the matching ring or earrings or whatever, you're not going to see them come back over and over and over because this isn't going to run out. Whereas if someone loves their moisturizer or someone loves their nutritional products or nutritional supplements, they come back and reorder, which is fantastic from a business point of view and tick box for those of us looking for business for products for our business. So if someone says, do you know what, Gary, I'm not interested in earning an income. I'm not interested in this as a business at all. That's absolutely fine. We're never offended. It's not for everyone. But if someone says, Gary, I'm just really interested in trying that green shot drink you were talking about, or those fizz sticks you were talking about, everybody's obsessed with fizz sticks. If somebody just wants to get their hands on fizz sticks, they go onto the Arbonne website, so arbonne.com. They can have a nosy around there, pop some fizz sticks in their basket, try the new strawberry ones. There's lots of different things that they can go on and shop. We've got over 600 products, so loads and loads of things they can go and have a look at. The first time that they put their products into their basket, the first time that they decide to buy those products, it's going to say, hold on a second, I know you want to shop these products, but who referred you to this company? And you have to put in the name of the person that steered you to the website. So you would put in Gary's name and a picture of him would pop up and you would verify, yep, that's definitely him. And forevermore, even if Gary never sees that person again, even if they emigrate to New Zealand or if they're in Australia, if they move to Poland, whatever that is in the markets that we trade in, that person can still go on to the website, order their products, get delivered straight to their door via DPD couriers, but Gary gets paid for that every single time. So every time that person decides to reorder those products, even if that's just the fizz sticks every 3 months or whenever that is, every month or whenever they run out, Gary gets paid for that and the product's shipped gets shipped from Arbonne straight to the consumer. So it's a very clean, very hands-off, very efficient 21st century way of doing business, because we're not handling money, we're not dealing with delivering products, we're not chasing people up on their orders. They can go back onto the website when they see fit and order the products to come straight to them. If someone says, I really want to do this as a business, like I'm interested in making some money from this, then I always ask people to think, okay, so think about the people that you currently are connected up with on social media. Think about how many people are on social media. We can literally be in touch with somebody the other side of the world from the touch of a button. We can speak to somebody in New Zealand or in Canada just by grabbing our phone and having a wee look through there. We can speak to people on the other side of Glasgow or the other side of the UK just from the touch of a button. So the world automatically comes straight into our living room, straight into our kitchen, wherever it is we decide to run our business. Obviously just now, because of everything that's going on in the world and it's all a bit crazy, all of our business has jumped online, which is amazing, because right now we can all be on this call this evening listening to this information, but nobody has to put their health at risk, nobody has to leave their house. And equally so, if someone decides that they also want to get started with this, it's a very, very simple sign-up process. And I regularly have one-to-one calls with people over this and just help them get signed up at the end of the call. It takes 5 minutes, they can get set up in business, and then we would launch their business in the exact same way we've done tonight with Gary's. So it's a really, really 21st century way of doing business, sitting in front of somebody in your comfies, in your pyjama bottoms if you want to, and do business by speaking to people about the products and the business concept over Zoom, which is great, because I didn't even know this was a thing when I started. So you're all miles ahead of me, the fact that you're on here. So there's a main reason that Arbonne is poised in exactly the right place right now to make a success of this. So if you're hearing about this for the first time, this is a very, very exciting time to be partnered with this company, because we're experiencing what's called a convergence of mega trends. So 3 main big things that are coming in, and Arbonne sit right in the middle of all of that. So first of all, work habits are changing. People are looking now for other ways of earning money, because they know that job for life thing nowadays just really is not a thing anymore. Even people who have that job that they absolutely love are looking to diversify their income, because that plan B thing is smart, right? So like having the situation that we have in right now with the world's on lockdown is such a big eye-opener for so many people as to why it's smart to build a secondary income, so that if your income is ripped away, like it has been for a lot of people right now, you have something else that you can pull upon. You have something else that you can build in and amongst everything else to build yourself a little bit of stability. So people recognise, first of all, that diversifying their income is smart. Also as well, there's a lot of people who are coming out of school, out of uni, maybe in their 18 to 30s, who are kind of thinking like, I don't know if I want to work for 40 years of my life and then maybe retire when I'm in my 60s or my 70s. Maybe I want to retire when I'm in my 30s or my 40s. And that is something that we're starting to take note of. Like, how can I do that? How can I travel the world and earn an income as I go, for example? When I look on social media, I remember thinking ages ago, like, how are people doing that? But it tends to be from things like this. They're building a business up. Anywhere they've got Wi-Fi, they can sit and speak to people about this concept, put their phone in their back pocket, and then go off on their journeys to wherever else they decide to go to. It's a really, really nice way of doing business. It's a really cool way of doing business. Social businesses, something I've spoke about a little bit already. People want to be in business with people that they like. Again, thinking about workplaces in the past, I've worked alongside people that are lovely people, but maybe not my kind of people. Arbonne have amazing people involved in this company. It attracts a certain type of person, and I love the fact that we have so much fun, and there's always these calls where people can jump on in groups. We've always got training calls. When we're allowed out, we have trainings in person. There's so much stuff that you can plug into and feel like you're part of something, because especially those of us who maybe are self-employed in our own right, but maybe it's just us in the company, we love having control of our schedules, we love having control of our income maybe, but it's just us. So it's nice to be able to have something else that you can do and work alongside other people. And the last thing on there that I just want to touch on is global wellness. So nowadays, the health and wellness industry is like soaring. It says on the bottom there, it's a $4.2 trillion industry and going up. 10 years ago, even just 10 years ago, it wasn't cool in the same way that it is now to be seen in your gym clothes or to be holding a protein shake. If my mum had come anywhere near my friends wearing her gym clothes or with her protein shaker when I was younger, I would have been like, leave, like that's so uncool. Whereas now we're actively showing people, we want to show people that we're going to the gym, or that we're using fizz sticks instead of other nasty chemical-y drinks. Like, we want to be seen to be choosing healthier options, because people care so much more now than they ever did in the past about that, and it's only going to keep going up and up and up and up. So it's a massive tick box again for Arbonne. If by the end of all this information you're a bit like, what is that girl saying? That's a lot of information. I always just ask people to like clear their mind and think of it like this. So when someone starts in their Arbonne business, they literally just stop buying from where they used to buy. So you stop giving other companies money that aren't paying you to buy from them, that are maybe using slightly toxic products and things as well. So you stop buying from where you used to buy. Start buying from yourself at a 35% up to a 50% discount, and then share that concept with other people. So people that either just want to use safer, healthier products, or people that are potentially interested in all of this stuff we're going through and potentially want to earn an income. All we do when we start an Arbonne business is offer someone a plate, and we say there's a business concept on there if you're interested, there's products on there if you're interested, and if nothing at all, that's absolutely fine. We're never offended. It's not for everyone, that's fine. But a lot of people come back and they say, listen, Gary, this isn't for me, but you should speak to my cousin about this, or you should speak to my neighbour about this. He's looking to diversify his income right now. This might be a good option for him. And you end up in networks that you never even thought about when you first started. So I'm just going to zoom in very slightly. Can you see that okay, Gary? Is that zoomed in? Is that good? Yeah, all good. Cool. Okay, so on the left-hand side, you can see the levels, and on the right-hand side, you can see the average time to promote through the company. I should point out that the levels are not geographically based. It doesn't mean when you get to area manager, you're in charge of Glasgow or anything. It's just the kind of fancy terms to show that you are earning a slightly higher percentage as you promote through the system. But the nicest thing, and the one thing I just want to underline before I go any further, is that this business is called something, it's called a meritocracy. It's called an effort-based business. What you put into this is what you get out. Equally, if somebody comes into this and does nothing, they will get paid nothing. So it's a very nice structure for people who know that they work hard. Everyone starts as an independent consultant, and then you move up the levels dependent obviously on your efforts. So the average annual earnings for independent consultants sit around £500 per year. I say to people that's kind of like what I probably earned from running eBay beforehand. Like, I was putting some things on eBay, not Arbonne products, sorry. I was putting some clothes on eBay and maybe earning £50 here, £100 there, or whatever. So it's kind of similar to that. A little bit of extra income, which is lovely and not to be sniffed at all, because a lot of people, an extra £500 a year can make a massive difference in their life. The first level to promote to is district manager. On average in the UK takes about 7 months to reach, and the average annual earnings are around about £2,000 per year. Again, a nice addition at the end of the year on top of everything else that people are doing. Most of these levels, in fact probably all of them, people are working additional jobs, additional businesses, family lives, busy family lives on top of all of this. This is additional on top of everything else that you're doing. The second level to get to takes on average 20 months. Area manager average annual earnings is around about £11,000 per year. And again, starting to make a very significant part-time additional income on top of everything else that you're doing makes a big difference for people's lives. The third level on average takes 3 years to reach, and the average annual earnings are around about £41,000 per year. What happens at this level as well, the really nice perk that Gary mentioned at the beginning, is that you get given a £500 cash bonus on top of your paycheck to go towards the driving of a white Mercedes-Benz. We have been partnered with Mercedes for 40 years, and I think that's a lovely thing. Like, that was something for me that definitely pricked up my ears, because I was like, well, I've not heard of Arbonne, but I've heard of Mercedes, and I know that they would only ever partner up with really credible companies. So it was a lovely perk and a really nice incentive as well to think forward towards. The top level of the company takes roughly 5 years to reach, and the average annual earnings are around about £150,000 per year. And to be honest, when I first saw that, I had to cover it up, because I was like, how are people earning that money from selling mascara? Like, I didn't understand that this was something way, way, way bigger. The snowball effects of rolling down a hill and picking up lots of things along the way. I didn't realise that that's what it could build into. But if you imagine yourself as a district manager and you help lots of other people you know get to district manager, your business is growing. And if you're a regional vice president and you help lots of other people in your team earn their white Mercedes, your business has grown. So of course, as your business grows, you can promote through the levels. And again, just to reiterate, you could start your business tomorrow and out earn any of us who've been doing this for longer than you, because it's a complete and utter level playing field. What you put in, you can get out. And then lastly, just before I pass back over to Gary to wrap up, the ways that people can be involved with this company. So It costs £30 to register yourself as an independent consultant. Gary can absolutely talk you through the steps to do that if it's something that you decide to do. I always say to people, this isn't a mortgage decision. This is something that takes 5 minutes to set up. And if you decide to do nothing with it, you have a 35% up to 50% discount off everything, which is amazing to get yourself some good products. You also get access to all of the team trainings, all the team calls, the support, the guidance and the mentorship from your upline, the people that started in the business just before you. So it's a really nice, byproduct of that as well. And then, of course, obviously the fact that you get a discount, we encourage that you do get yourself some products to set up, but there's no minimum or maximum on what you should or must spend. You can speak with the person who obviously shared this information with you and decide what you want to get, if you want to get some bits and pieces. And then the last thing there as well, a preferred client is someone who decides that the business isn't for them, but they just want to shop the products at a discount. It costs £10 to register as a preferred client, and you get 20% off everything. So it's a really nice shopping loyalty card there as well. But I'm just going to pass back to Gary just now. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. And if anybody's got any questions, then absolutely we can run through them at the end. I'll let Gary wrap up. But thank you so much for listening to me. I'll stop talking now and pass you back to Gary.
Thank you, Ruth, for that, explaining all that. It is a lot of information to take in, but it's good information. Excellently explained as well. Like, you brought it down to see through as a company as it is. There's nothing to hide in this company, and it's great. I just want to thank the people that have came on tonight to watch this, and the people that are watching it on the group that couldn't make it on tonight. So, and I hope maybe we could start something new together. Yeah, thank you.